And here we go. All right, welcome again to, this is number 4 in what is a series of 9 webinars. And today we're going to talk about an effective awareness strategy, how to create one. So the first 2 sessions were on email marketing. And that's one of the 2 things that I do. The second is a longer one, and it is all about marketing strategy. So last time we talked about goal setting, goal strategy. And today it's going to be about awareness strategy. So welcome one and all. Okay, workshop agenda. So we will talk about the stranger to customer journey for the first couple of minutes. Then we'll talk about the main thing, how to create awareness. That itself will take us until 5:25, but it is further divided into digital marketing, referrals, speaking, PR and events, and content, which is written and video content. Okay, we're also going to talk about networking, and then hopefully we'll have some time to take a couple of questions. Okay, a quick rundown about me. I went to Melbourne Business School, did my MBA in marketing and strategy, worked with well over 1,000 small businesses directly at my time at Census, and also so I headed their competitive intelligence, their segment strategy functions. And then I also happened to work at AGL, did more of the same. I'll just let Alan into the room. Welcome, Alan. And so after all of that, I started my own business about 4 years ago called Business Nirvana. Nirvana like the band, but hopefully not as dead as the band. And I sat on the board of the Multicultural Business Ministerial Council. So got to taste a bit of what it's like to work with the government, which is great, and lots of lessons to learn there. I also served as a judge of the 2019 Whitehorse Excellence in Business Awards. Highly recommended. And as of December this year, I'm slated to speak at TEDx. So hopefully that takes fruit. Okay, stranger to customer journey. Now, this is really important to understanding this whole thing. I've tried to illustrate using this one across all the webinars, but it really is central to everything that we as businesses try to do, okay? So we want a stranger to make that journey towards being a customer. First step is to make them aware, okay? This is generally in the form of awareness generating actions or strategies, and it goes hand in hand with content. And this must be linked to the next stage, which is access, okay? Which is actually capture and nurture, but the first part of that capture is actually the ability to access. Now, those who attended, I'll just I think I've got a couple more. So those who missed out on a few sessions, yes, absolutely, I'll share recordings. I'm still sort of making my way through them. And I've lost a bit of data, but nothing to do with our recording. So don't worry about that. So I'll get them across to you. Okay. Now, so the capture and nurture basically consists of access and engage. Now, if you remember my first 2 email marketing lectures, so access relates to lead generation and engage relates to lead nurture. Okay, where we talked about newsletters and having a nurture sequence. Now, then we start asking them to take actions that really signal or imply their interest in us, and ask them to take a commitment, right? We ask them to take an action, a conversion action. It's also known as conversion content 1. This could be in the form of form fills, phone, or face-to-face, email, so on and so forth. And then we want to make them take another conversion action. Usually this happens in the form of a sales conversation. Here's where we as business owners want to get it across the line, right? We want to get the deal. And that's literally at the pointy end of this whole journey, and following which hopefully they become a customer. Now, this capture and nurture and the request for quote stage is generally known as sales process. Now, depending on where you are and what business you do, this could be an RFP, a request for proposal, or someone could ask a quote at this stage, but something that makes them take an action which is towards conversion, okay? So this is literally the journey. This is really the stranger to customer journey that we want them to take. Today, we're going to focus on the very first part of this journey, okay, which is make them aware. How do we do it? Through certain awareness generating actions coupled with content that is linked to access where possible. Okay. So this is literally the central part of this journey. I'm just going to let one more person in. Okay. I'm just going to stop screen sharing for just 1 second. Okay, let's get into how do we generate this awareness, right? How to generate awareness. But before we actually get into it, let me ask you this. What is the objective of generating awareness? I'm going to throw it to you like we did last time. And we'll just try to have a little chat. Hopefully you can take a little sneaky peek into the answer there. And I'm going to throw it to you guys to see, why should we generate awareness? What are some of the answers? What are some of the people thinking?
Unless people know what you're doing, they are not going to become your customers. They're not going to buy from you. Whether it's a service or a product, you need to make them aware of what you do.
Yep, absolutely. All right, full on. That's completely bang on target. Anyone else? Why should we generate awareness?
Validating your position in the market.
Absolutely, bang on. Yep. Positioning, right? It's the first move that you take towards occupying the position that should belong to you. Yes, for sure. Anyone else?
Yeah, they should know what products you are going to offer them.
Yep.
And what is the content of the products.
Yep.
And they should attract the customers.
Yep. All right. All of these are right, and similar to what Mohan said. If they are aware of what products or services or how you're going to help them, then they are likely to do business with you for sure. All correct indeed. But there is one big reason, all right, which we discussed right now, and it relates to the journey itself. Okay. The answer is to capture the contact details of the person who is now aware of you and aware of how you can solve their problem. That's actually the big one. Okay, and you might remember this from the lead generation workshop, that if we don't do this right, if they are merely aware, then from a business perspective, we are unable to access them. If we are unable to access them, we are not able to make them our customer, and the control isn't with us. The control doesn't lie in our hands. The ball rests in the court of the person who is aware. We don't want that. As business owners, we want the ball to be in our court so that we are able to dictate how and what we want the prospect to do. Okay. So, for example, I gave this example last time. If I want to invite all of you to my birthday party, let's say, but I don't know how to access you, then I can't. There's no way that I can get you to do what I want you to do without being able to reach you. So this is really the big objective, because awareness is a funny thing, right? People either give it too much importance or too little importance. Let's remind ourselves that the main purpose here is that we want to take certain actions that make them aware, but we want to link them to access where possible. Okay, we want to link them to the next stage. Let's remember that just awareness is not enough, and just awareness is not equal to revenue. But if we don't do awareness, they don't enter the journey. Okay. So I want you to again take a minute or two, just have a little think about this. How do you currently generate awareness for your services and brand? You don't need to share it with us. You can just have a little think. Take a few seconds just for this to sit. What do you do today to generate awareness for your product or services? When I say services, I mean both. For your product or services and brand. Now, when you have some idea of that, let's look at our crystal ball and let's look at the future. How do you want to generate awareness for your product or services and brand in the future? Let's say 12 months out. How do you want to be doing that? Those who attended my goal setting will probably understand what I'm doing here. I'm using a now, where, how construct, and predictably, we think about how do you get here? Okay, how do you get from now to where? So if there is a gap here from what you do currently and what you want to do in the future, then you want to think about how you're going to bridge that gap. Okay, that's part of the awareness analysis that you must do. Part of what I do for a lot of my businesses that work with me. All right, let's come. This is probably the slide of the session. 6 methods of generating awareness. Sriram, are there only 6? Of course not. There are lots. I don't even know how many there are. But these are the most popular ones that many publications also attest to. And in my experience, having worked with over 1,000 small to medium businesses, they tend to go to some of these or all of these, or maybe even just one of these. Okay, it depends on what works for you and your business. So first one, networking. Second, digital marketing platform. Then referrals. And then speaking, written and video content basically. And then PR and events. I've kind of clubbed them together. They kind of work hand in hand, but can also be autonomous. Okay, I'm going to tackle digital marketing first. And as you can all imagine, even half an hour won't suffice for this topic. In fact, not even half a day, or maybe even a year's worth of content on digital marketing isn't enough. Okay, but we'll cover what we can in the time we have. What exactly is digital marketing? Okay, is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it email marketing? Is it search? Is it SEO, SEM? Is it online display? Is it anything to do with websites? Is it content-based marketing, influencer marketing, mobile marketing, affiliate marketing? The answer is all of the above. They're all digital marketing. And probably the telling thing in this slide is actually this one. You know, if I were to put everything that digital marketing encompasses, I will not get them on this one slide. There's just not enough space. And even as a marketer myself, as a digital marketer, I don't know of every digital marketing option available to us. I don't know anyone who does. There's just so many things out there. I want to try and simplify digital marketing for you. I want you to think of just 3 things: content, medium, audience. Okay, you need content. You're going to take that content and then put it on a medium that is appropriate to your audience. Content, medium, audience. Okay, if there is something you take away today, I'm hoping there's more than one, but if there is one, then let it be this slide. Content, medium, audience. When I ask somebody, what's your marketing strategy or even your digital marketing strategy, their answer is, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat. That is not digital marketing strategy. That is simply the answer to which medium do you prefer to put your content on so that you can reach your target audience. We tend to obsess a lot about medium. Medium is not strategy. Medium is simply medium. Because imagine this, if you didn't supply Facebook with the right content, if you didn't tell Facebook who they should market it to, Facebook then is just an empty shell. An empty shell is not going to make you money. Okay? So let's understand that what we tend to obsess a lot about is medium, when medium is just one of the 3 things that we need. On medium, if there is a lot of confusion about medium, then the short answer to that is try to understand what your audience likes and then choose the medium accordingly. So for example, if you are targeting under 34-year-olds, then we know that Snapchat has a predominantly under 34-year-old base. Then maybe Snapchat is the way to go. Okay? Because I want to try and understand this through the eyes of history. History teaches us a lot of lessons. To be honest, marketing hasn't changed one bit. Okay? Sure, it's evolved, but that's not the same as saying that marketing has changed. Because businesses have always been around, they've always had a product or a service to sell, and in order to be viable, they have needed someone to buy that. Okay, let's go to this bazaar in the 1700s, right? If you're a cashew nut seller, then you are hoping that someone comes along to the bazaar and buys your cashews. Then you've had a good day. Okay. In the 1800s, hey, Mr. Bell decided to invent the telephone. Now you have two options, face-to-face and the telephone. You can order your cashews on the phone. Okay, as well as choose to go to the bazaar if you really want to. In the 1900s, lots of inventions came about, right? Television, radio, newspapers, the yellow pages, also known as the doorstopper in this day and era, but it was incredibly relevant in the 1900s. And now, of course, again, plethora of digital options. So all that's really changed is the number of options. Marketing at its core is still very much the same. So if you're getting a headache thinking of all the options, don't worry about it. Simplify it. Think about what your audience wants and then choose the options accordingly. But hey, what if you don't know enough about your audience? If for whatever reason marketing research is not applicable to you, all right? You might not have the budget, you might not have the inclination. Say you don't know enough about your customer. Then what do? Well, then you choose the two usual suspects, Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay. If you're business to business, there's a good chance that LinkedIn will help you. That's not a rule, but that's a good place to start. If you're business to consumer, there's a good chance that Facebook and Instagram, of course, as they're owned, they're co-owned. So whenever you do something on Facebook, obviously Instagram is as an easy add-on, is a likely option for you. Okay. So if you don't know what to do, start off here, but then keep an eye out, keep an ear on the ground, and figure out what your audience is telling you. Okay. If Facebook doesn't work, then it's probably because of a number of reasons, but it could be that your audience doesn't live on Facebook. Okay. Okay, number 2, referrals. Now, referrals, it's useful to understand referrals if you sort of look at the past and the future. In the past, I'd like you to think about who did the referral come from? Think about a good referral and then think, who did the referral come from? What was the referral for specifically? And the result of the referral, did that result in an ideal client? Ideal client is someone you'd love to work with. Okay, someone who doesn't suck your life and energy away. Someone who just doesn't just pay for the bills. Okay, so who did the referral come from? What was it? And did it work? Then that gives you an idea of what you're looking for. Then in the future, I want you to think of, okay, who's most likely to be a source of referral? Okay, who's likely to be a referral partner? Okay, that depends on your industry. So for my industry, for example, I get a lot of referrals from other complementary digital marketers. They're typically, graphic designers or web designers or search engine marketers, things that I don't do. Okay, they tend to refer to me. So you need to find out who's in your industry, who's complementary. Where and how will you access these referral partners? And how do you want them to talk about your position? Now, a quick word of caution. Digital marketing, which we discussed earlier, and referrals have the potential to take someone from stranger through to customer. There's no doubt about that. Okay, but they are also very strong when it comes to generating awareness. A number of times, my clients have said, we never heard of you before the referral came through or before we saw your Facebook ad. Okay, that's the first time they know I exist. So referrals and digital marketing are very strong. As is speaking, right? Speaking is a really, really interesting aspect. You don't need to be a public speaker, really, you don't. You don't even need to be a professional speaker. You could speak just to promote your business. Because, believe it or not, whatever it is you do, your future and current customers would like to hear you talk about it. You just need to figure out what it is. If you can provide thought leadership, nothing like it. Okay? Thought leadership goes a very long way in cementing your positioning. Because when people think of that, they associate you with that thought leadership. Okay, several benefits of speaking to your business, is what I meant. Now, lots of people, they're very nervous about speaking. They get up on stage and, they say, oh, imagine the audience naked, which I think is super weird, by the way. It's really bizarre. I've never tried that and I don't want to, and I don't endorse it either. And there are other things like hold a pin or whatever it is. But look, do whatever works for you. Do whatever works for you. But as long as you acknowledge that speaking can have a number of benefits, okay? Speaking makes you memorable. It can make you personable. And people like working with others who are personable. It can really help your network grow. It can position you as an absolute authority, an expert in your field. And guess what? It also has digital impact. It can generate traffic through to your website. So if you choose not to use speaking, that's really up to you. Make sure you make the choice for the right reason. Okay, not because I'm shy or I don't want to do it because what will people think of me if I slip up? I probably slipped up around 10 times already in this half an hour. But it doesn't deter you from coming along to these. I enjoy doing these, and I know that we are like-minded people who like what we are doing here. We're all on the same page. And trust me, I've slipped up a number of times on stage. I've had a very interesting career as a singer, and I probably made a good fool of myself. But hey, it's human to err, right? And and we all do that. I don't know anyone who hasn't made a mistake in public or private. So, speaking, think about it. Think really long and hard about this. For PR and events, your event is a wonderful way to promote your business, okay? Suddenly, you then have an excuse to have an event website. You can do hashtags, you can do contests, you can do a whole heap of stuff around your event, around marketing your event, which will have all kinds of benefits. You will generate leads, you will connect with people, you will engage them, and you might also get a lot of PR. Okay, PR is beautiful because PR is basically awareness plus advertising. Okay, you can generate a great deal of favorable brand association. So when people think of your brand, they think of you favorably. Credibility, search rankings, all kinds of stuff. Written and video content. There's 3 types of content really: written, video, and audio. While there is a room for podcasts in certain industries, written and video is really the big one. People engage a lot with video content. Okay, so write blogs, write editorial pieces, write evergreen articles on your website that help you with SEO. Go and blog on guest websites, of course, Facebook ads, Facebook posts, LinkedIn, all of them. All that is written and can be visual as well. Okay. 6, networking. Well, there's networking groups, networking events, social media networking. Obviously, all of this is happening online these days. But look, there's a whole heap of stuff out there. But I want you to think about this. If you go to this and you get someone's business card, what do you do next? What you do next is super duper important. Because if you come home and lose those business cards, or maybe just even put it in your business card holder and do nothing, it's not really going to benefit you. Okay, I want you to think about how you plan on staying in touch with someone whose card you have collected at a networking group. Okay, make it count. And give away. There's business, what is it? BNI, I don't know what it stands for. But look, I think they say givers gain. All right, I think that's a big thing. It's just 2 words, but it means so much. All right, who do you know? What do you know? What are you feeling? What do you feel about certain things? Give it away. It'll come back. Okay. If it doesn't, it was never yours to begin with. All right, but give it away. Give it away. That's the best thing you can do. Okay, quickly about Facebook and LinkedIn. Facebook, there's 3 things on Facebook really. Let's talk about the first 2. Facebook personal account and Facebook business page. Facebook personal account, general rule, don't use it for business purposes. Okay. Facebook business page, Yes, certainly use it for business purposes. There's two types of content, right? Content that doesn't change, also known as static content. And then there's content that you constantly need to update, okay? Ongoing content. Ongoing content is basically what you post on Facebook, okay? When people like your business page, well, that's the audience. That's the audience that engages with your business page. And when you start off, invite the audience that sits on your personal account. Say, hey friends, I've started a new business page. Come check it out. Okay, they must be your first likes because they're free. And we all love something that's free, don't we? Okay, Facebook ads. Now, Facebook ads is, again, a whole different topic. Number of types of Facebook ads. The one I like the most is a conversion ad, which is the one in bold. It can track your purchases, how many people have booked with you, how many people have filled a form, viewed your website, and all kinds of things. Okay, but do check it out. There's a lot here. I'm happy to do a Facebook webinar if that's what you people want. Maybe I'll gauge an idea for that, and we can do an entire session just on Facebook. If you're selling products online, I recommend doing catalog ads, e-commerce. It's amazing. Ever wondered how Facebook knows that you checked out that jacket and then it magically appears on your news feed? Well, there is a science behind it. I've been guilty of setting up a number of those myself. Okay. Facebook ads also lets you target who you want to reach. There are 3 ways to do it. The weakest way, but the most common way, is to choose by interest, behaviors, and demographics. Then, once you build an audience by how they've engaged with your business, so if someone's checked out my website and someone hasn't, who's a better lead for me, right? Certainly someone who's checked the website out, yeah? Someone who's engaged with me is always better than someone who hasn't. So there's 3 types of audiences that you can build on Facebook. Hit me up if you want to know more, okay? LinkedIn, again, similar to Facebook. It's got a personal account, right, where you can do static content and ongoing content. Audience is in the form of connections, okay, not friends, but connections. And then on your personal account, you can post like you do on Facebook. You can write articles as well. On your LinkedIn business page, again, you can put posts and documents, and audience is in the form of follows. The big difference between LinkedIn and Facebook is generally, if you're promoting a business, lead with the business page on Facebook. But on LinkedIn, people connect with people, okay? It's business to people. So on LinkedIn, people will come through your personal account and then follow your LinkedIn page. But you want to keep them engaged through your personal account. And there's LinkedIn ads as well, which is another topic again. All right, to conclude, slightly late today, apologies for that. Understand the role awareness plays in the stranger to customer journey. Just awareness is not equal to revenue. So don't think of all those 6 generating ideas as your entire marketing strategy. You still need to understand what they do for you, and you identify what works for you. More importantly, understand how context, medium, audience work, and use it to simplify your marketing. And the big one is, what is the objective of awareness so that you can access them? Ideally, you want to get them to a landing page where you can capture their leads. Okay, take them to the next stage. Awareness strategy session. Look, COVID-19 has been a funny time as well, but if you are unclear about how to raise awareness for your business during or even after, then feel free to have a session with myself. I run a 90-minute awareness analysis session on Zoom. I'll make strategic recommendations on what you should do. I'll even give you a full report on what your awareness strategy should be, including the recommendations. Okay. Next week, now, I jumped the gun and I put SWOT last time. Actually, it was awareness. But next week, we are doing SWOT. And I know Rob is an expert on SWOT. So Rob, beware. I'm going to give you a call between now and next week and maybe look at running the SWOT session together. So this is happening on the 27th of May from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Do join in, because what we generally tend to do is we stare at a sheet of SWOT analysis, see the 4 boxes in SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and scratch our heads and go, SWOT, so what? Okay. I would like to make sure that you guys don't feel the same way. Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much. If you have any questions, please call me or email me. We're 3 minutes over. My apologies, but I am happy to take questions if you guys are happy to shoot anything through to me, or we can always email it to me.